Today we're going to be talking about Rockstar Games and what their next title and game is going to be. And the reason that we're bringing this up is because Rockstar got caught up recently with a code name for their next title, game, DLC, because this was refused classification in Australia, meaning that it's banned in Australia. Sorry to all my mates down under watching this video. Whatever this next title is, you unfortunately will not be receiving this. So, this comes from many different news outlets and gaming articles that you can find linked down below in the description. Basically, there's this code name for this Rockstar project, and this is called Bonaire. And most of the time, 99% of the time, code names for games have no meaning whatsoever. But this time around, we've got two possibilities on what this code name could be. Firstly, we've got Red Dead Redemption 2 and a major DLC for that game, or Bully 2. So I'm going to start things off with RDR2. Now, there's three possibilities here on what this project could be. The first is a single-player, standalone DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2, which is what I think most diehard fans of Rockstar Games and of the Red Dead series want. I am in this category right here. I'm more of a single-player guy. I always have been ever since the early days of video games, before when like 1% of games pretty much had online multiplayer support, back when single-player was all it was about. So I'm in that category here. We've got fans of the series that have wanted this since Grand Theft Auto 5, and Rockstar has not delivered. The second possibility is a Red Dead Online DLC. Now, I'm not sure how the classification stuff works, but I don't know if an online DLC, even a major one, if it would need any sort of classification whatsoever. But at this point, I think Red Dead Online is too far gone to be saved. I don't think Rockstar can ever make it into, obviously, what GTA Online is. I think that's a given, but I just think it's too far gone to really do anything about it. So hopefully Rockstar, with that said, can deliver to the single-player fans and give us what we want, whether it's an alien-type DLC, since Rockstar seems to have a really big alien fetish with UFOs and all that stuff, or maybe some sort of alien DLC for RDR2, kind of like what we got with the Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare standalone DLC, maybe something like that. That would be really, really cool. Now, the third possibility that we have here is Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC. Now, once again, I'm not sure about classifications and how this all works with that, if the game would need to be reclassified even though it's already been released. I'm not 100% sure, like I said, and how all of that works. But you might be asking yourself, where does Red Dead Redemption 2 get brought into this? Well, like I said before, generally most video game code names don't mean anything at all. Like, at all. They're just literal code names. But if we look up the meaning of this code name, which is Bonaire, we will find out that Bonaire is an island off the coast of Venezuela in the southern Caribbean. And if you remember in Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a whole chapter, Chapter 5, dedicated to a Caribbean island named Guarma. And Guarma is mostly inaccessible after you complete this chapter in-game. You really can't get there and free roam unless you use a glitch to get here, and even then, Rockstar is always quick to patch these glitches. And if you have glitched to Guarma before, you will notice that there are tons and tons of animals that you can study to add to your compendium that you really don't have much time to do in the Red Dead Redemption 2 single player. So it makes you think, why do we have this really detailed Caribbean island that's only used in a couple missions that Rockstar won't let us get to, that they're so quick to patch for no reason? Why would they have spent all this time creating this very detailed island for a couple missions? So hopefully we're able to go back and revisit this at some point in Red Dead Redemption 2. Hopefully it's through some sort of standalone DLC with some added storylines here. Also, I do believe at some point within the RDR2 single player, Sadie Adler could be heard saying that she's going to South America, and being that this island is off the coast of Venezuela. Possibly, and this is kind of far-fetched, maybe not far-fetched, but we could have a Sadie Adler standalone DLC where we play as her in South America after the events of RDR2. That would be very cool, because if there's any character in Red Dead Redemption 2 that would get a single-player story mode DLC, I really believe that it would be Sadie Adler. She seems to be a fan favorite, and also it would be something new for Rockstar Games to do, being that we would have a playable female protagonist, which I think would be very, very awesome. Now, before we move on to the next topic, I seen fellow YouTuber Robin Rams make a funny joke with Yon2295, a very credible leaker in the Rockstar Games community on Twitter, and Yon shared this article talking about Bonaire and the classification in Rockstar's next project, and Robin Rams replied with, Bonaire is actually an island in the Netherlands, which is Dutch, in the Caribbean. The codename could be a hint towards RDR2 Guarma Mexico DLC. Jan said codenames are normally completely random with no meaning behind them. Robin said, but Dutch has a plan. So that made me laugh. That was just really funny right there. But the next topic that we do have is Bully 2, or the next possibility on what this project Bonaire could be. Now, literally the only similarity between Bonaire and Bully 2 is the fact that both of these names start with a B. I'm kidding there. I promise I'm not being serious there. But I'm only going to talk about Bully 2 because, well, really we have no reason to talk about or bring up Bully 2. Other than that, at this point in time, is what the community really wants. I think the community right now wants Bully 2 more than we do GTA 6, even though GTA 6 would be great, but that's not going to be happening for a few more years. So there's been tons of speculation, but no official word or leaks from Rockstar Games regarding a sequel to the 2006 masterpiece known as Bully. However, last week we did get somewhat of an unofficial leak. Whether this is real or fake, we don't know. So this one is going to be classified as to be determined in my book. But what it was a picture of a Bully 2 pause menu. And I've got to add, it's 2019. So why did these low quality leaked images still happen and still exist? It baffles me. Most consoles, I believe the Xbox One and the PS4 do have screen capture modes. That said, though, and all jokes aside, this menu seems to be very similar to GTA 5, and it even features an online tab, meaning that this game would have an online multiplayer game mode, which I think is a given, being that it is 2019, and if you don't have an online or successful online in your game, then your game will most likely crash and burn very fast and have zero longevity. I mean, let's take a look at Red Dead Redemption 2. Great game, fantastic game, personally in my top 3 best Rockstar games ever. The online portion, however, is a bit of a mess. It's a bit shaky, and it was most likely an afterthought when it came to Red Dead Redemption 2. And look at how many people are playing RDR2 less than a year after its release. The game is next to dead on YouTube and Google and the internet, and it died very, very fast, around the beginning of January, like 2 months after the game came out. And I really can't imagine how a Bully online worked, but I think it would be a very interesting idea, and I think it inevitably would be very, very fun. Now, when it comes to this image here of this screenshot of this Bully 2 pause menu, I will say that the only reason that I somewhat believe this is because of the amount of detail here. Like, somebody took a lot of time out of their day to create this, to make this look real, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's people dedicated to that, but I don't really know. I just think it's too detailed to be fake. So this could be a very, very early concept image, or somebody could have just trolled the whole community. Who knows exactly what's going on there. Also, before we go, I just want to throw in that yesterday on the Xbox One, GTA 4, Bully, Red Dead Redemption, Midnight Club, and any other backwards compatible Rockstar Games title did receive a major 6 GB update. I had a lot of y'all asking me questions, asking, you know, what this update could have been, what it could have consisted of. I asked around on Twitter, and basically it's something that probably didn't come from Rockstar Games, but came from Xbox and Microsoft developers themselves, just improving performance and different things regarding these games, being that they are backwards compatible. So unfortunately, nothing too special there. No single player DLC for any of these games or anything like that. But that said, that's kind of all the news and information and topics that we do have today. Hopefully y'all did enjoy this video. If so, well, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. That way you never miss out on another daily video game upload. And with that said, I'm Zach Cox. Thank y'all for tuning in. And as always, I hope to see you in the next video.